Welcome back, everyone. We're going to talk about combinations this time. We've already talked about the fundamental counting principle in section 1 and the permutations where order matters in section 2. Now it's on the combinations where order does not matter. Let's see what we're going to do. Well, first of all, we have to distinguish between the two because they do sound familiar if you're not careful. They're long words, but we've got to keep those two things straight. We're going to solve a couple of problems of how many ways of doing things. Let's get to it. So combinations, a little bit different. And I want to make sure the inking is working. There we go. So we get a combination when items are selected from the same group, just like permutations. No item is used more than once, just once each time, just like with books. But in this case, the order makes no difference. Permutations are when we have order making a difference. Combinations, order, make no difference. Some special notes here. Order matters for permutation. So maybe you want to say permutation P-O, or maybe you want to think of it this way. Power. Permutations, order, whatever way, just so you keep those straight. Combination, CD, like a certificate of deposit. Combination, the order doesn't make a difference. All right, let's take a look at some examples so you can get an idea of how this works. So in this example, we've got 6 students running for student government. The possibilities are president, vice president, treasurer, and the way they're running this one, the one with the most votes gets to be president, second, vice president, third, treasurer. Of course, if you're running for student government and you have those 3 possibilities, you want to first of all be an officer, and you also want to be president, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be running for office. We want to find out how many different outcomes are possible. So the first question you ask yourself, as well as some of the obvious, is 1, how many are running for office? How many are going to become officers? Does order matter? Does it matter whether you can become president, vice president, or treasurer? Well, of course it matters. Since it does, then you're talking about a combination, or excuse me, you're talking about a permutation because order matters. Next, let's try this one. Again, we've got 6 people just as in the last example, but it's a little bit different. There's 6 people on the board of supervisors, and you're going to have a 3-person committee from that board of supervisors. How many different committees can you form using 6 people? Well, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, does order matter? Well, it doesn't look like it because either you're on the committee or you're not, right? Second, how many people do you have to choose from? 6. So n equals 6. How many are you picking? You're picking a 3-person committee, so r equals 3. Remember, order doesn't matter, so this is a combination. Now let's take a look at the 2 so we can keep them separate. We're going to look at the letters A, B, C, and D so we can keep it as simple as we can and still get the point across. 4 letters. We're going to choose 3 letters at a time though. Just 3 letters. 4 to choose from, we're picking 3. Now how does this look? Well, if you look at the first column, in all of these items in the first column, all of them have A, B, and C. No D's. If you look at the second column, each one of those, although they're all different in order, all of them have A, B, and D. Over here in the third column, A, C, and D, and the last column, B, C, and D. So these are combinations, or excuse me, all of these are permutations. This group is one combination because they're all made of the same 3 letters, same 3 letters, same 3 letters, same 3 letters. So how many permutations do we have here? Well, 6 times 4, we've got 24 permutations. How many combinations? 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that if you should happen to get these two mixed up, if you run the two, the number of combinations is usually smaller than the number of permutations. Good thing to keep in mind. How about the formula for combinations? We had one for permutations. Here's the formula for combinations. So you're selecting n items. Excuse me, you're selecting from n items, you're picking r of them, and this is what the formula looks like. Now notice it's got n factorial on the top, it's got n minus r factorial on the bottom. This is the new one that wasn't there for permutations. Because this number is being divided by something, you're going to end up with typically the number of combinations being smaller than it would be if the order mattered. Here you can compare. Here's the formula for the permutations, so you can look at the two and see what the difference is between them if you didn't immediately notice. Remember, combinations, order doesn't matter. Permutations, order matters. Okay, so let's use that formula. See if you can do this. I suggest you give this a try yourself. So hit pause, see if you can get the answer to this one. We want a 3-person committee and we have 8 people to choose from. How many ways can that be done? Well, one thing you have to do is decide what n is, what r is, and decide whether order makes a difference. We've seen this already. A 3-person committee, you're on it or you're not on it. It doesn't matter when you're chosen for the committee. So order does not matter. You're talking about a combination. Combination of n items, take an r at a time. There's our formula. And we've got 56 different ways we can select 3-person committees from 8 people. And I'll give an example from politics, if you don't mind. So we're going to the U.S. Senate. Remember how many senators we've got? We've got 100 senators. In this case, in 2011, most likely different now, you've got 51 Democrats, you've got 47 Republicans, and 2 independents. What we want is a 5-person committee. So we want 5 people out of those 100. And for whatever reason, we want 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans for our 5-person committee. We don't want any independents for whatever reason. How do we do it? Well, let's take a look at the 2. Order doesn't matter when we're picking Democrats or we're picking Republicans. So first of all, we're going to pick the 3 Democrats. We're picking 3 out of 51. It doesn't matter when they're chosen, so order does not matter. So we'll have a combination of 51 senators, and we're choosing 3 out of those 51. And you'll notice over here, but almost 20,000 ways of choosing the Democrats. Now we have to get some Republicans in here. We've got 2 Republicans to pick out of 47. Again, combination, because they're on the committee or they're not on the committee. And 1,081 ways we can do that. Now don't forget, for the Democrats, we had 20,825 ways. For the Republicans, 1,081. Remember the fundamental counting principle? We're putting this back in. We multiply those 2, remember? So multiply the 2 numbers together. There's our number of Democrats possible. There's a number of ways we can choose Republicans. And for our 5-person committee, we can pick them 22,511, 825 different ways. Well, that's it, folks. I think we'd better take a break. We'll see you next time in section 4. Bye for now.